Chapter 7, Gray. It's a Thursday night at Club Midnight, and it's surprisingly quiet. Some of our regulars are here, but it's not as crowded as usual. Yo, Gray, the boss wants you upstairs. I swallow as Luke calls out to me from near the staircase. It's never a good thing when Dimitri wants to see you. I slowly climb the stairs to the club's second level where the offices are located. Dimitri's door is open. Gray. His cold tone tells me nothing of what's to come. I peer at the solidly built older man waiting for me in the doorway with his gray hair and dominating presence. He is almost as scary as his daughter. Dimitri, what's going on? I ask, sliding past him and into his office. The dark decor of the office perfectly matches his personality. Have a seat. He motions me towards the desk. I pause. Dimitri has never asked me to sit with him before. We're not allowed to sit at the desk. It's a rule. Is this a test? I'll stand, I say, tucking my hands behind my back and standing at ease as if I were in the military. Suit yourself. I want to talk to you about the recent deal with the Marconi brothers and how the DEA and local police found out about it. How can I help? I try to keep my face neutral, but I fear he can see my building panic. I want you and Marcus to help me figure out how they found out about the drop. Can you do that? Of course. Whatever you need. I hold my breath, hoping that I can leave now. I'll tell you everything I need in the next few days. He nods, sending me on my way. Walking out of the door, I can finally catch my breath. Luke and Marcus are watching me from the bar. Marcus gives me a reassuring smile. I nod back and start down the stairs. You in? Marcus asks. Yep. Dimitri wants us to investigate how they figured out where the drop was happening. Was that what he asked you about as well? Yeah. He wants results fast, though, so we need to figure out what we will do. Marcus leans back against the bar, and I follow suit. We have to be careful about how we approach this, I say, glancing around to ensure no one is listening. He nods in agreement. Let's meet up after work and get a plan together. You two gonna work or just chit-chat by the bar all night? Luke calls out from the door where the rest of the team is waiting for us. Rolling my eyes at Marcus, we push off the bar and head to the door to start the night with a team meeting. Chapter 8, Hannah. I'm heading to the park for another walk. Do you want to join me? It's been a week since our last walk and I'm dying to get outside. I've had a couple of hellish shifts at the hospital and need to clear my mind. I set my phone down and pick up my running shoes. I haven't heard from Marshall since his initial call, which makes me think that his warning was all a ruse. I'm glad I didn't upend my work schedule for him. My phone dings as Cassie's response comes in. Hey lady, I can't make it today, but enjoy your walk. Damn. I would love more time with Cassie to discuss everything, including the house's progress. I put the offer in and have been going back and forth with the sellers. We can't seem to agree on the costs, but I'm hopeful Liz will work her magic and will be moving forward by the end of this week. It's another beautiful day in the low 80s, not too hot or windy. Grabbing my keys, I walk out of my apartment, taking the stairs from the third floor to the first and heading towards the park. As I start walking to the park, several shop owners wave to me through their windows, and I stop to chat with Missy, who owns a shoe store on the corner. Have you heard? Heard what? I love a good piece of community gossip and can't help leaning forward to hear more of what Missy has to say. There have been reports of a stalker in the neighborhood. A stalker? I'm a little taken aback, as we've never had much crime in this neighborhood, and the thought of a stalker roaming the streets is unnerving. What do you mean? Like someone reported that they were being stalked? Well, Gary from the deli down the street said he's seen the same black car driving up and down the street the last few days. He thinks it's a little weird and has been telling folks in the neighborhood to watch out. Has he seen who's driving? Nope. I guess you can't see in the windows. That is weird. I'll be sure to keep an eye out. Did he say what kind of car it is? You know Gary. He can barely see the meat he's dicing. I'm sure it's nothing but a bit of gossip. Missy rubs my arm reassuringly as she walks back into her shop. My father's warning echoes through my head as I walk to the park. Glancing both ways before crossing the street, I take a step off the sidewalk and start to cross to the park entrance. I turn suddenly as I hear a vehicle accelerating and gasp as a large black sedan hurtles towards me. My brain goes blank. I know I need to get out of the way, but I seem frozen. I can't make my legs move. All I can do is watch as it gains speed. I can almost see the driver when I'm suddenly struck from the side and pushed out of the way of the vehicle. I hit the pavement hard enough for the air to be knocked from my lungs and to scrape my knees and palms. Whoever pushed me out of the way immediately released me and ran after the vehicle. Are you all right? Raising my eyes from my scuffed hands, I find myself face to face with a beautiful black woman with a mass of braids piled on her head and a tightly wound bun. I think so. I can barely get the words out as I try to catch my breath. Inspecting my hands, I see blood weeping from the scrapes. My knees are in just as bad, if not worse, shape. Can you stand? Holding onto my arm, she helps me up as I get my shaking legs under me. Standing, she helps me over to the curb and gestures for me to sit back down. Who are you? I ask the woman as she kneels before me. I'm Key. The guy that bowled you over is my partner, James. Your dad hired us to keep an eye on you. Marshall sent you? My brain seems slow to pick up on what's being said. I must be in shock. Yep, Papa Winters sent us just in case someone tried to mess with you. Papa Winters? I ask, horrified that she's called him that. Sorry, I mean Mr. Winters. We've been keeping tabs from afar, but might need to change things up now that there's been an attempt on your life. She okay? A man's voice booms out from my right. Key's partner is a tall, well-muscled, and attractive, although the scowl on his face makes him seem more scary than handsome. Who are these people? This is James. Don't mind his face. He looks like that all the time. I try to smile. It's evident Key's attempting to make me feel better. A small group of pedestrians has gathered, and one man steps forward, letting them know they've called the police. Key and James thank him, and Key sits down on the curb next to me as James stands over the two of us. Let's take a peek at your hands quick. Key takes my hands, looking at my bloodied palms. You probably know more about this than me, but maybe we should go to the hospital and get your knees and hands cleaned properly. It might not hurt to have someone examine you over to make sure you didn't hurt anything else in the fall. I'm still shaken and can't seem to grasp what's going on around me. I can hear Key, but she's a million miles away. I slowly nod my head. It takes so much effort and concentration to do just that. Great, let's get you in the car with James. I'll deal with the police, and then we will take you to the hospital. Key starts shuffling me towards an SUV, and my brain finally starts functioning. Wait. How do I know that you really work for my father? For all I know, you could be with the guy that tried to run me over. Key nods and pulls out her phone. Handing it to me, she presses the send button, and it rings. Go ahead and verify. Hello? I hear my father's voice from the other end of the line. Marshall, are these people with you? I ask, unable to keep my voice steady. Yes, Hannah. Key and James work for me. What's happened? Why are they there with you? Give the phone to Key, please. I hand the phone over to Key, who's too stunned to speak. Yes. No, sir. They tried to run her down while she was walking to the park. Minor injuries, nothing serious. Yes. We will keep an eye on her. Thank you. Key hangs up and turns back to me. Better? Nodding again, I let her lead me towards the SUV as the sound of police sirens grows louder and louder.